Shut up and sit down.
Welcome back to Nerd Safari. We are still, for now, Simon and Ellie.
For now, but if you enjoy our videos, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit the bell thing. That would be very kind of you indeed. And as usual tonight, we are surprising each other with trailers that we've not yet seen and filming our silly reactions, and it's my turn to surprise you. And you know, we were talking recently about one of our favorite Netflix shows, which is coming up to another season, but that season is a little way out. However, there's going to be an animated show coming from South Korean animation studios that tells the origin story of a character from that show. So it should help fill the void while we wait for one of our favorite shows to spin up. And I'm kind of intrigued to see what they do with this. I mean, a South Korean studio working for an American network, creating a fantasy story that fits in with a bigger universe could be very, very good or could be very, very bad. So neither of us have seen this trailer yet. We're going to go check it out right now. If you want to see what we think about it, then hang around until the end. But for now,
Let's go.
let's go.
Do you know what's involved in making a Witcher? They're going to poison us. They'll kill us, then bring us back, but we won't be normal.
I get scared too. Then I think, soon I'll be stronger than most anyone, wanting for nothing. I'll never be scared again.
Oh, Vesemir.
See, I'm a monster hunter, Phil. Favors and friends don't pay bills.
If you witches labored for more than just coin.
These pleasures do not pay for themselves. Filavandrel.
Kill whatever is murdering our people in the woods outside our Arcari.
Whoa.
We'll take a chaperone, too.
I have no intention of playing guide to you, witch.
I know these forests.
Nice.
Might have slightly underestimated you. Slightly.
Oh.
Suggesting the witches have been staging these attacks. Hunting monsters for coin wasn't enough. The only thing keeping me from hunting us are the scarier beasts we keep away.
Whoa.
Witches! On me!
Oh, yeah. So, coming on just August 23rd, so soon. You've got The Witcher Nightmare of the Wolf telling the origin story of Vesemir, who, without Vesemir, there is no Geralt of Rivia. He was Geralt's mentor. Talks about him becoming a Witcher voluntarily, it seems, and going on a journey to become Geralt's mentor. So, a lot there. But what did you think of the trailer?
It kind of blew my mind. There was a lot to take in, and I don't know about The Witcher kind of history because I haven't read the books or played the game, but I like it that it's explaining kind of how the Witches came about, because we had hints at it from the series, but we didn't really see it. So that's going to be fun to explore that. And I also really like the animation style. It's very kind of, it's like more detailed versions of like the 90s cartoons we watched as kids. So I like that style, and how it's just not shying away from the gore as well. I think that adds so much.
Yeah, and I think for me it's so important to stay adult because, you know, the Witcher live action show with Henry Cavill is incredibly adult. I mean, very, very adult. Trust me, if you haven't seen it, you want to. It's awesome. But the animated show at least is in the same vein. Like, if they'd gone super kiddie with it, I wouldn't have even been able to give this a shot. But the fact, like you say, it's got blood and gore. It had him kind of in the bath, nude. Like, I imagine there might be some sexy times in the cartoon. And they made it very clear that this is planned to be an adult cartoon. It's not one for the kiddos. So, but good. Like, we need more animated stuff for adults that aren't just babyish. So, yeah, I'm all for this. And to your point as well, like, I mean, I haven't read the books either, but I did play The Witcher Wild Hunt from end to end. I put hundreds of hours into that thing, and it doesn't really tell you the story either of why they've got yellow eyes and how they become a witcher. And they're kind of, there's like a stigma around them. Like people don't like the idea of being around a witcher because they're so creepy and weird. And the other thing I liked in this, as well as telling the backstory of how they become witchers, is that it also showed magic. Like there was a bit where Vesemir had his hands on the ice and it looked like fire was coming out of his hands. And you have choices in the games of, do you kind of lean more into magic or combat? But whatever you do, you end up with some kind of a magic power as Geralt of Rivia, and one of them is some kind of a fiery power. So I like it that it's kind of exploring the fact that they're not only incredible warriors and monster hunters, but also they have some magical abilities as well.
And I think that is the benefit of it being animated, is you can explore the potential of aspects of kind of the Witcher lore in a way that is more challenging to do in real life and sometimes prohibitively expensive or dangerous. You want to keep Henry Cavill safe at all costs. But it does allow you to explore those kinds of magical powers in really kind of limitless ways that you can depict those when it's animated.
Yeah, I think as well, another thing that I really liked about this trailer is I'm a sucker for seeing, like, if you imagine Star Wars, like one of the appeals of the original Star Wars movie is it's a young boy who finds the last Jedi who's training him, and he then becomes the last remaining Jedi. But always in my mind was, I wonder what it would be like to go back to those times when there were more Jedi, and therefore I loved it in the Star Wars prequels where you got to go back and see all of the Jedi in the arena and the Council and even Order 66. And this kind of reminded me of that. Like, you've got a time when there are lots of witches. They're being trained in some kind of a Hogwarts for witches type scenario. And I really want to see that. I want to know, like, where did they come from and how were they trained? And why did they choose to become a witcher? And why later was there a stigma? And the more they expand on that backstory in that universe, the better, in my opinion. Well, hey, I guess we are both all in on The Witcher Nightmare of the Wolf, and we should be because it comes really soon, and of course with Netflix we're going to be able to binge the hell out of it. So I actually really hope, and I know you're going to hate on this, but I hope it's kind of like the Masters of the Universe series, just a bit more adult. It had same kind of quality in terms of voice acting and in terms of animation style, so I really hope it's up there and we get a great series to binge on Netflix very, very soon. Well, unfortunately, though, that is all the time that we've got for you because we're going to go binge some stuff right now. However, you know how often we do this?
Every day.
Every single day, whether we're chopping monsters' heads off or not. And typically we're not. It's not that often that we do that, but if we were, we would still come back and do this because we love you guys. We love you watching our videos every day. It's very kind of you. And we will therefore see you tomorrow, friends, on the next Dork Trailer Ambush.
Peace out, witches.
Bye!
Shut up and sit down.